The Japanese invasion of Ipoh, Malaya. Imagine waking up in the serene town of Ipoh, known for its tin mines and lush landscapes, only to hear the deafening roar of airplanes overhead and the marching boots of foreign soldiers. This was the grim reality for the residents of Ipoh in 1941, when the Japanese forces invaded Malaya. Today, we're diving into this pivotal chapter of Ipoh's history, exploring its impact and uncovering the stories of resilience and survival. To understand the Japanese invasion of Ipoh, we must first look at the broader context. By the late 1930s, Japan had already embarked on an aggressive expansionist campaign in Asia, driven by the need for resources and territorial control. Malaya, rich in tin and rubber, was a prime target. The campaign began on the 6th of December 1941 when Japanese forces landed in Singora and Patani in southern Thailand and Kota Baru in northern Malaya, just hours before their infamous attack on Pearl Harbor. The campaign ended on the 31st of January 1942, with the Japanese forces gaining control of the Malay Peninsula. Japan embarked on the Malayan campaign for various reasons, including securing vital resources and establishing strategic dominance in Southeast Asia. In December 1941, as part of their coordinated efforts in World War II, Japanese forces launched a surprise attack on Malaya. Their strategy was to sweep down from the north, capturing key towns and cities along the way, including Ipoh. This small but strategically important town was known for its tin mines, which were critical to the war effort. Ipoh fell to the Japanese on December 26, 1941, after intense fighting. The British forces, ill-prepared and outmaneuvered, were forced to retreat. The Japanese employed a combination of air raids, infantry attacks, and psychological warfare to destabilize the defending forces and the local population. World War II brought trouble in the running of St. Michael's Institution in Ipoh. The school quickly became an army transit hospital camp for the British Army. 15 days after Japan declared war in 1941, Japanese planes machine-gunned the building and damaged the roof. Looters stole furniture and books and even tried to wrench the tabernacle door from the altar of the school chapel. For 3 days, the brothers stayed in St. Michael's Church. Soon, St. Michael's Institution became the headquarters of the Japanese government of Perak and was known as Perak Shusicho. The school served many purposes during the Japanese occupation. The first floor of the main building and the hall were used as the police department and the treasury, respectively. A petrol kiosk was built near the porch of the primary school building. The school's occupation ended when the Japanese surrendered, and it reopened on the 24th of September 1945. Life in Ipoh during the Japanese occupation was marked by hardship. The Japanese implemented harsh policies to control the population and suppress dissent. Food shortages became rampant as resources were diverted to support the war. The local population was subjected to forced labor, with many working under grueling conditions in tin mines and infrastructure projects. Among the stories of courage and sacrifice is that of Sybil Kathigasu. She and her husband, Dr. Abdon Clement Kathigasu, ran a free clinic in Papan, near Ipoh, treating locals and guerrilla fighters under the cover of darkness. Sybil's bravery came at a great cost. She was arrested and subjected to brutal torture but refused to reveal any information. In her memoir, Sybil recounted operating on a guerrilla fighter, burying the extracted bullets as souvenirs to unearth when the British returned. Sybil survived 3 years of torture, but her injuries led to her death in 1948. She remains a symbol of resilience and sacrifice, posthumously receiving the George Medal for Gallantry from King George VI. The Japanese occupation of Ipoh, which lasted until the end of World War II in 1945, left an indelible mark on the town and its people. The scars of war were visible in the devastated infrastructure and the memories of those who lived through the era. However, the occupation also sowed the seeds of change. It disrupted the colonial status quo, leading to a greater push for independence in Malaya. The shared suffering under Japanese rule fostered a sense of unity among the diverse communities in Ipoh, paving the way for the nation's eventual fight for freedom. The trials of war also brought justice. Sergeant Yoshimura Akio, charged with the ill treatment of Sybil and others, was found guilty in a trial that lasted 3 days. He was sentenced to death by hanging, which was carried out at Taiping Convict Prison in May 1946. The story of Ipoh during the Japanese invasion is one of resilience, sacrifice, and transformation. It's a reminder of the town's rich history and the strength of its people in the face of adversity. As we walk the streets of Ipoh today, let's not forget the lessons of the past and the courage of those who lived through one of its darkest chapters. Thank you for tuning in to this episode. If you enjoyed it, please share it with others who appreciate history. Until next time, let's continue to uncover the stories that shape who we are today.